said, well, what's going to happen? What's the process?
The arrest of a Valley mom in Mexico sparking new questions.
As we've reported, a forgotten box of bullets landed her in custody, her family paying thousands for her release.
Valerie Gonzalez now learning that payment may not have been necessary. She joins us now in the studio.
Entering Mexico with a forgotten shell or bullets in a vehicle is a common occurrence. Mexico has a formal process to handle these situations. A box of 9mm caliber bullets led to the detention of Ana Michelle Castellano and a volunteer crossing into Mexico this week. They were held at the office of a federal building in Matamoros for nearly 2 days.
There were some really nice, kind-hearted people who just came right out and said, you don't deserve to be here. This is not a big deal. This is not a big, obviously you were trying to do good. And then there was a smaller other group of people that were saying, this is a criminal offense, this is something serious, you're going to have to go to a judge.
It is against the law to take ammunition into Mexico, but the type of ammo will determine the severity of the crime. We spoke to a former delegate of the office of La Fiscalía General de la República. It functions like an office of a federal attorney. Victor Jaime Cabrera explains Mexico recently changed their laws. They allow a sentence of up to 10 years in prison for military-grade ammunition smuggled into Mexico. For something like a 9mm caliber bullet, that person can be released, but the law changed something critical.
Con el nuevo sistema penal, la desaparición de la fianza, entonces solamente se determina si el delito es privativo de libertad o no.
In Ana Michelle's case, she was transferred from the bridge to the federal attorney's office. That's what should happen. Then, that office can determine if you are released or placed in jail. A fee or a bond is not an option at this point. Here, the accused can request an attorney like the Castellanos did.
So he came and he assisted us, and, there's going to be a fine. There's going to be some kind of fine. So he recommended me to give $500 out of the ATMs.
A second attorney told the Castellanos they would need thousands of dollars more to gain Ana Michelle's liberty. According to Cabrera, the only time money would be involved in the situation is if a judge determines later the offender needs to pay an amount to make amends. Certain possibilities exist in a case like this where money was paid and receipts were not granted.
Que puede darse por ahí precisamente una especie de estafa, donde el abogado diga que hay una cantidad que pagar, en realidad el abogado es el que está obteniendo ese beneficio.
The other option is that other officials get a cut too. But Cabrera cautions those facts cannot be established without an investigation. Even when the person suspected of the offense is released from the federal attorney's office, like Ana Michelle was, their case is still referred to a judge. That judge will determine whether charges will be pressed and a fine assessed for damages.
And I hope whoever that judge is, I hope he sees this video and I hope he understands that what is the just thing to do.
Cabrera says judges in cases like this take intent into account, and he believes their charity work could be considered. The former Mexican federal attorney advises U.S. citizens who fall into the situation to work with reputable attorneys. Most importantly, he advises them to work with their respective consulates as soon as they are detained. In the studio, Valerie Gonzalez, Channel 5 News at 6.